Hello, I'm Randy Kirby. I live in Kirksville, Missouri, and this is Randy's Rant for 8/27/19. All right, I just thought I would come on about a minute early. As you can hear, next door they're cutting the grass. Uh, I've got a coffee pot set up on my ranting place on the table, so I'm not able to do it there. He just showed up just as I was getting set up. So hopefully, maybe he'll be going in the other direction. I wanted to start this off today with the survey I got. Fuck the Trump agenda. It's fascist. I'm not even going to open this one. If I had more nerve, I'd put it back in the mail. But since it's got my address and my name on it, I'm not going to take the chance of being picked up by ICE or somebody. Let's see what we've got that is currently going on. One thing I'd like to touch on is Donnie forgot at the G7 that Putin still has parts of the Ukraine and Crimea under the Donnie presidency. It's all Obama's fault? That's full of shit. Hello, Brian. That's totally full of shit. Why doesn't he ask Putin to get the hell out of Crimea and the Ukraine? Oh, today I get to compete with that lawnmower. And not to say anything about, we have got winds from the west, but they vary around here. I'm going to try to keep the papers down. Now I'm going to have a mist of cut up grass coming my way. I learned last night from Bo of the Fifth Column, the U.S. is abandoning Iraqis who helped us, interpreters, that's one group of them, with the immigration ban. With the immigration ban in the past year, 2 visas have been issued for those interpreters. In other words, they can stay over there and die. That more or less, if they helped us, that means they have a target on their backs. Damn asshole. No, that's Stephen Miller. That's what that's behind that. Let's see what else. Just within today, Trump regime transferring funds from FEMA to ICE around anywhere from $251 million to $271 million will be transferred to ICE. That's because of their stinky shit that's going to end up in court. You cannot detain people indefinitely, and the courts are going to have to tell them so. But we have a hurricane currently headed to the U.S., and he does this. And even though they're saying right now it will only be a glancing blow on Puerto Rico, it could hit Puerto Rico, and he's already shown he don't give a damn about them. In fact, he would like to trade Puerto Rico for Greenland because those are whiter people, more like the superior race. All right. Before I get off that page, 134 members of Congress now support impeachment inquiry. So it's moving along slowly, very slowly. We need Nancy Pelosi to act. Get mad. React, Nancy. What's it going to take? What are you going to be down to? 103 before you agree to it? No, even more than that. Be down to, 30 something, and then she'll finally move on it. What we have is a problem with the Blue Dog Democrats. She knows that they get part of their funding through the Koch brothers. Of course, there's only one Koch brother, but that does not change the fact that that's where they get their funding. Hello, Be Free. All right. And hello, Jerry. A new face out here. All right. Good. All right. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong taking $271 million from FEMA and give it to ICE, where the stormtroopers can go in, and they are taking white people. Don't be thinking that it's just brown people, you damn dumbass Republicans. All right, I was glad to hear that Johnson Johnson, they were found guilty in the opioid crisis, but $572 million when they made about $80 billion a year out of killing people and getting them addicted. That's not right. And they're even going to fight that. And surprisingly enough, yesterday, their stock went up by 5% because they say their stockholders expected a greater penalty on them than they got. And even that, they're going to appeal the decision of the court. All right. Like I said, their agenda. This one I didn't open because I wanted to use my felt tip pen and write out what I feel about them. And Donnie just makes things up. He just makes it up as he goes along. And Kudlow was saying that he might as well have said he's hard of hearing because he heard the question wrong about when he said he had second thoughts. He said he had second thoughts about everything. And then Kudlow goes out there and he has to be his interpreter. Damn. Shitwads. Pieces of shit he has working for him. They don't give anything about a damn about their own reputation. That's because they got their hand out and they're getting plenty of the money. And the emoluments clause in the Constitution comes into play. Out there on the G7 telling people that Doral was picked by his people in Miami, and made out like it was close to the airport. So is St. Louis, so is Washington, D.C. There's all kind of places that could be held. This is to make him and his family more money. He's showing what he's about. Damn. The White House officially announced it, but they didn't say where it was going to be. That he's inviting the G7 to United States. Now, that's all they put so far. But keep in mind, if he holds it here, he's going to invite Putin to come. I don't think Putin will come because he'd be afraid of being killed in this country. Uh, Despite what Donnie says, Putin is not a loved man in this country, and neither is he. All right. Ransomware attacks are happening in cities all over the country. It's called the CISA, a part of Homeland Security, is warning that something has to be done to protect the integrity of voter databases. And in Texas, I think there are 23 cities affected. And good news on the FEC, no longer will they have a quorum with an election coming up in 2020. A Republican dropped out, leaving only 3 people, and they can only meet, make a head count, and recess until they get 4 members. Boy, that's great. That's great with an election coming up. And Trump could solve that problem as soon as Congress comes back. He could nominate somebody, and 12 days later, boom, we've got the 4th member. But you watch, he will not do that because he doesn't want an honest election. Oh, now I'll go to Trump Talk report from the last word. And even though Donnie wants to ignore it, he's too ignorant to be out there speaking on matters. And this was stupid because he's done it more than one time, according to a source. Trump suggested using nuclear weapons on hurricanes to stop them from hitting the U.S. In the first place, the power of a hurricane is about 10 times what an atomic bomb is. It wouldn't do anything for it except the prevailing winds would bring the radiation to the United States. Real bright man, stable genius. And France, and I feel like Germany too, they're going to have to step up and lead the world because Donnie doesn't want that. He wants to align himself with Ong and Putin and dictators all over the world, but he doesn't want to align himself with our allies. So somebody else will have to step up. He wants us to become isolationists. Bullshit. As long as you're hanging around with dictators, dictator yourself, then you can't claim that. And that's not America first. That's America stupid. Let's see. I already talked about Crimea and Ukraine. Let's see. I just want to talk a while on Donnie created all his own crisis, whether it's Iran, with the current situation they have with them, where Macron pissed Donnie off because he invited the foreign minister of Iran to the G7. And I want him to understand something. Let's look at the trade war. He created this whole thing because he says 500 billion has been robbed of us every year. He doesn't even understand. He's too ignorant to understand. China makes a lot of items that are cheaper and we can get them anywhere else. We're paying the 500 billion to save money over here. But he's claiming they just take the money. They don't sell products. Yes, they do. You damn dumbass. Somebody needs to, in G7, I think, tried to sit him down and explain it. He won't listen. because he can sell this bullshit via Fox Spews Bullshit Mountain that this is for the good of the American people. Bullshit. This is for the good of the fascists in this country. And his trade war is driving up prices. And when will you Republicans that are here in Kirksville and other places, when are you going to catch on to he's going to drive up your Christmas and make it where you can't afford it? When he's at things like the G7, he's like the child in the room. Everybody is, and he's liable to have a temper fit. We've seen him do that before in Canada, where he looked like he was going to sit there and hold his damn breath unless he got his way. Well, he didn't get his damn way. Well, folks, that's about all I got other than when you get your survey, I suggest you do this with it. This will be on my shelf when I rant again tomorrow on Facebook. And I look forward to doing that. And I look for all of you to show up when I do my Facebook. All right. Let me read a few of these because I can get it in real time when I come back and review it. All right. Dick Trader is catching on. I like that phrase, be free. And I'm going to use it more and more. Yeah, he can't understand because he doesn't have a brain. He's got a piece of cement between his ears. I'm surprised he doesn't have bolts on his neck and they just charge him up before they send him out. I see. All right. Yeah, that's the situation, Jerry, that we have in Puerto Rico is they got the short end of the stick. He got to throw the paper towels at the people like an idiot. And if they get hit again, they can count on it. They will not get any help from him. He'll claim again, well, there's a great big ocean out there. No kidding. All right. I will let you folks go. I think, Brian, we do have a better chance as time goes on, and he's already shown he's mentally ill. And somewhere along the way, even with Russian money, he's getting so toxic that the Republicans in the Senate are going to have to let go of him. Either that or they're not going to run in 2020 if they're up for election. I feel like we're going to have a good chance to beat Moscow Mitch in Kentucky. And I think South Carolina will step up and get rid of Leningrad Lindsay. If we could get them out of there, I think we can take back the Senate. And if we take the presidency, then it'll take probably 8 years to straighten out the economy and to go after some of these stupid pigs. He picked people for federal judges that have never even taken a case in the court because they're conservative. Another meaning of conservative is narrow-minded. All right, I'll let you folks go. Have a good evening. We have a Blue Dot family meeting. I might drop in for a few minutes, but I'll be watching in Toronto, the Braves play the Blue Jays. So I'll be mostly concentrating on that game. They've got a great record, and despite injuries on the team, they pick the right people and they keep going. And they never quit. Even in losing that game yesterday, they never quit. All right. I will see you tomorrow on Facebook. Peace, resist, persist, and insist we get the fascists and the little Nazi out of that White House. It's our damn White House. I love you, America. I love you, Blue Dots. We'll get this done. Share this shit. Get it out there. I know it goes slower when I do it on YouTube, but it is catching on, and people besides myself are sharing it. I appreciate each and every one of you for doing that. All right. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.